Welcome, here I've got Xiaomi Redmi Note 10 and I'm gonna show you how to record the time-lapse video at this device. So at first we have to tap on the camera button to open it, and for now we are in the standard photo mode. Let's change it by using this settings bar and just simply going to the right to more. Here we have access to other modes of this camera. One of this is the time-lapse, so let's pick it. And here we are. Now we can start recording this kind of video by tapping on this big red button at the center. We can also adjust the speed and the duration of our time-lapse by going to the right side to this button. Let's start with speed. We have spectrum from 4 to 1/8000 of it, so this is really wide choice. And a really good thing is also that we have some short suggestions from the device which speed is good for which conditions we have when we want to record that kind of video. So for example 30 is good for recording street, 120 is good for sunrises and sunsets, and maybe 450 is good for recording dusk. So this is really cool thing here. Now let's stay for example on 10 to street and move to the duration. Here we can decide how long our video should have. We can pick the unlimited time and then from 30 to 240, so we can for example leave our phone to a few hours to record a longer video. Now let's stay on unlimited. You can also tap to this button here in the left side with I letter to see some examples of different speeds, as you can see, and read about the speed and the duration. Also, when we go back to this view and move out from this, let's move to the right side and this one button. Here we have really pro options about our video, like in the camera pro mode. So from the right we can pick the exposure compensation of the video. Here we can manage the light of it by going to the right on the slider, or to the left we can make it more bright or dark. At the center we have 0 parameters. The next one thing here we can adjust is the ISO, so we can control camera sensitivity to light. We can make it less sensitive from 100, or by going to the right more sensitive to 3 and 2000. So this is really wide spectrum and really professional thing. At the beginning from the left we have auto settings, so there's no problem to go back to auto ISO. The next one thing here is the shutter speed, so we can decide how fast the camera takes picture in our video. We can pick from 1/4000 of seconds, so this is really short time, to 30 seconds, so this is really long one. And of course from the left we have a letter button to go back to auto settings. Also when we adjust them manually like that, we don't have to go back to the auto settings separately. We have one extra button which appear here, and all of this goes back to the auto now. But now let's move to this button. Here we have also the focusing, so we can change autofocus on our video to the manual, and we can use this like that to pick how close we want to be from our subject that is focused. And the last one button here is the white balance, so here we can manage the temperature of our picture. It depends from the light we have in the area where we take a photo, so we can pick the tungsten light, daylight, white fluorescent light, cloudy light, and the last one button here gives us access to extra slider, and here we can adjust the temperature in Kelvin degrees manually. So when we go to the left we can make it more cold, when we go to the right we can make it more warm, and of course with that we can easily tap to the A letter or here to go back to the auto settings. So these are really pro parameters. Now let me stay for example on the tungsten light, the focusing, let's stay on the auto, the shutter speed maybe here, and the ISO here, or maybe a little bit bigger. The exposure compensation now is locked because the shutter speed and the ISO together are kind of exposure compensation. So as you can see, when I change this, we can also manage the light of the picture now in these parameters together. So if you want to use the exposure compensation, these two parameters should be on the auto to unlock this. Now let's stay on this one and let me start recording to show you an example on this kind of time-lapse video. And this is my object. The time-lapse should speed up the original video, so I'm going to move it slowly. Now let's stop by tapping again on this button, and to see the video let's move to the left one, to this, that follows us straight to the gallery. Now we can play it by tapping on the center. And this is how the time-lapse video looks like at this device with some unusual parameters. So I think this is really cool. And that's all. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.